Hello and welcome to another episode of Thighs, Fries and Gay Guys with me, Matt Print from Fitness with Matt. And today we're talking about something that I have repeated time and time again. The phrase, something is better than nothing. Because team, I've been on a journey recently. I don't know why I'm doing that with my hand. You'll only see that if you're watching this. I stroked my body when I said that. I don't know why. That wasn't the journey I wanted to talk about today. Welcome to Thighs, Fries and Gay Guys, where we talk fitness, feelings, fries and everything in between. From my own fat loss journey to the angst of my teenage diaries, you'll get real talk and lots of sass. So grab some fries, put on your short shorts, show off those thick thighs and let's get into it. Something is better than nothing is a phrase that I've repeated time and time again, but I'm worried I could be causing harm. Come with me. If you've been here before, you might have heard the story. As a kid, I was extremely overweight and I saw a dietitian who suggested I move more. So my dad used to take me swimming on a Sunday morning. And then afterwards, I would be rewarded with a packet of knickknacks. As a teen, I went to the gym twice a week religiously. And it seems from my teen diaries, and I quote, because there were loads of lads. They were my words, loads of lads. Was why I was going to the gym, because often I would write if I was disappointed if there were no fit lads there. And then coming on to more recently, even a year ago, I was doing my program religiously, regularly. So these are all examples of me taking action and doing something more than I was doing. But these somethings weren't moving me forwards. They were keeping me stuck, team. I know you're like, what the fuck? You have told me time and time again that something is better than nothing. And I'm really sorry, team. It annoys me as much as it may be annoying you. I say something, not something. I'm sorry. It's annoying me. But let's move on from that. I know you're like, what the hell? But the phrase, something is better than nothing, can be keeping you stuck. And keeping you stuck between where you were, which is probably not taking really any action, and it's keeping you stuck between that and where you want to be. Whatever that goal, you can apply this to anything in life, but here we're talking about fat loss, building some thick thighs. So something is that safety zone in the middle, because you feel like you're doing more than you used to be. You're doing tick box. Yep, I'm doing my training. Yep, I'm eating some protein today. This stuck zone, something stuck. Sorry. Is keeping you safe and comfortable. You're doing something, but not quite enough to move the needle. And I want to reassure you, you're not being lazy. It's helping you to feel safe and feel like you're in the game. I'm doing the action. I'm going to get my goal because I'm doing something. But we have to remember, change is uncomfortable. And the something is keeping you from the discomfort of having to change and take that next step. It's like you're stuck in a holding pattern, like a plane trying to that can't land. You're like, I'm doing something, I'm looping around. Okay, we're doing this. This is my week. I'm getting some steps in. I'm doing my training. But I feel like there's a tipping point where the something becomes enough to move you forwards. Now you might be like, Matt, why are you talking about this today? Where has this come from? Well, it's because, again, I've been really thinking about some of my coaching philosophies in the Everyday Gay and what I am saying and putting out into the world. And actually, is this helpful or not? And I might do a series on this, kind of like the the fluffy fitness advice. That was very hard to say. Let me swallow some spit. The fluffy fitness advice that we're all like, yeah, let's go get it. That actually might be doing more harm than good. And I think sometimes this phrase, something is better than nothing, could be stopping people from progressing. I don't think it's actually causing them harm, but it's creating a false sense of security, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And the reason why I realize that I personally use the phrase something is better than nothing is because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. But I will only employ this motto occasionally. It is not my norm. It's not the status quo. I think it is a tool to stop my autistic self from and perfectionist self from berating myself when I can't do what I usually would do, because she likes routine, she likes what she's doing. So it helps me to adapt when things come up that don't usually come up. That sounds very cryptic and maybe a little bit cheeky. It helps me to adapt what I would usually do rather than avoiding taking the action. So if you like, I need to remember that most people are just listening to this, and pulling facial expressions does not help people, Matt. So I pulled a confused face. A bit like one of my favorite gifts to send, like the girl with the pigtails, where she's like looking around and shrugging with a ponytail, swishing, be like, what? So the times when I personally would employ something is better than nothing would be when I am ill. And I have to really get in touch and be like, Matt, is this workout necessary? Are you doing this for your mental well-being? Are you actually well enough to do that? And okay, if so, we're going to have to reduce the weights you're doing, reduce the sets, have a shorter session. And sometimes the answer is no, you shouldn't train. If I am genuinely exhausted and, by the age of almost 40, I know myself well enough. I think I know the signs that I am genuinely exhausted versus CBA. And sometimes life will happen. My work schedule will be crazy. So I'm like, do you know what? Get to the gym, do 20 minutes, do what you can off your program. These are examples of when something is better than nothing and how I employ it. I mostly apply it to my training. But if you wanted some examples of maybe how I might apply it to nutrition is, I haven't got time to cook everything from scratch. But you know what? I can go to the supermarket, I can buy some bags of stir-fry veg, I can buy some packets of rice, and I can buy some protein already cut up, and I can buy shop-bought sauce. Not the end of the world. It's going to feed me. It's going to hit, my fiber goals. It's going to hit my protein goals. But it's not going to take me very long to put together. That's like an example of something is better than nothing in that terms. Or I'm out and about and I'm like, I am so hungry. Yeah, there is other options here, but the most aligned choice I can make is actually probably having a small carton of milk, because it's going to be protein. It's going to fill me up enough. Or, there's a protein pouch that I can have. I do not like Huel. I'm sorry, I don't know why I've interrupted this like it's important breaking news. But honestly, why would people drink Huel when you can eat? And to be honest, I would rather have a fridge milkshake, chocolate fudge brownie, if anyone's asking. I'm going off on a tangent about my disproportionate anger towards how terrible Huel is. I tried it for the first time this year. We were at Birmingham Pride. No, we weren't. We were at London Pride, and we needed something to keep us going during the parade, so we quickly got a Huel. It was horrible. There is video footage of me tasting it. Anyway, I have got sidetracked, haven't I? Okay, let me sip my tea. Sorry, that was a bit ASMR. If you can't see, my cup says better late than straight. Our lodger bought this for some money for his birthday, and I'm using it. What's the point? So yeah, bring it back, Matt. Center. Something is better than nothing, but not when something is better than the norm. No, that wasn't right. Something is better than nothing when it isn't the norm, when it's not a motto that you use each and every day. It's when you use it rarely, because the danger is that the something is keeping you stuck. It's tricking yourself that, oh, I'm taking the actions. Well, if things aren't moving forwards, maybe it is because every day you're doing something, but there's not quite enough intention there. Do not worry. If you are feeling despondent and full of despair, oh, she swallowed a dictionary again. I'm catching myself and how I said dictionary. Sorry if you just spat out your tea. If you are stuck, there is hope. Oh, I don't think there's much hope for me today, is there, team? Something can be... I said it properly there. Did you hear that? Something. Something can be... Oh, I said something. Something can be a starting point. What is the next step? Come with me. If I reflect on my training a year ago, I was showing up, I was doing the weights, I'm like, okay, but I wasn't really pushing myself to progress. I always could convince myself that, do you know what, you're working really hard, you're really stressed, you haven't got the bandwidth right now to push forward. All these kind of thoughts were coming into my head. But ultimately, I was getting frustrated that the thighs were not getting thicker, that my booty was not getting bigger, because team, she's generally got a flat ass, and I was fed up of that, and I did not want a flat booty anymore. So I was like, right, this year, probably the end of last year, you are going to have to try and lift heavier, because you are going to have to challenge your body, stimulate your body enough to build some muscle. And this is an example of, okay, awesome. The something is I'm training regularly, but the something has become the norm, because I'm convincing myself that just by showing up, even with all this stuff going on with work and life, that was enough. But the point was, it wasn't enough. It wasn't moving me forwards because I wasn't pushing my body enough. And here's the tea. She could have, but she wasn't, because she had all these stories about why she couldn't. I'm talking about me in third person now. That's weird, isn't it? I was talking to myself out of going heavier, being like, oh, I don't think I'll be able to do that. Well, guess what, Matt? There's only one way to find out. You've got to suck it and see. You have got to try the heavyweight, and you need to drop your ego and this perfectionist idea that it's going to feel easy, that you're always going to be able to lift the weight you're challenging. And if you're not, okay, well, how are we going to increase the weights you need to lift to get the results you want? There we are. That is an example of my internal monologue sometimes with my training. So the difference now between where I was a year ago was that no longer is something better than nothing. If I can't get to the gym for long, I will be like, okay, what's the minimum action that I can take that will get the maximum result? And usually for me, it's like, okay, well, do your heaviest lift when it comes to leg day. Okay, and if time really is of the essence, can you do it on a machine? Because then it's quicker to set up and get out. But the point is, between a year ago and me today, I am no longer convincing myself that, you're showing up, you're doing enough. I am far more self-aware that, wait, Matt, you've been saying for a few weeks, months sometimes, you can't go heavy on this. But actually, let's try it today. Let's do it. Go on, give it a cheeky go. And often 10 times, no, I can't do maths. Often 9 times out of 10, I can lift a heavier weight. Because the mind is often holding us back more than our body. It's our, it's self-limiting beliefs. One final point I want to make is, it's not just about doing more for the sake of it. If you're like, okay, well, I've been stuck for ages, so I'm just going to do more of the same thing. That might not necessarily be the the answer either. I'm really sorry. You're like, oh my God, Matt, I don't know what I'm going to do now. More isn't always better. Doing more of the same thing, if you're in this stuck space, is not necessarily the best idea. What is the best idea, or ideas, plural, because I've got a list of 4, is it's about being intentional. It's a key framework when it comes to training in the everyday game. It's about being intentional. It's not just about showing up for your training. You've got to think about, what am I trying to achieve? How have I got to perform here? Am I training at the right intensity? It's about, secondly, thinking about what you're trying to achieve. Is me doing more of the same thing actually going to achieve what I'm trying to achieve? The third thing is about connecting to why you want to achieve it. Am I doing this because I genuinely want this? Or am I doing it because I've seen some guy I find really hot on Instagram doing it and therefore think I should do it? Actually, let's just take maybe you're stuck in this something zone because you're not quite sure what you want or why you're achieving it. You know, why am I doing this? Do I really understand? Let's connect to that. That was my third point. I'm trying to keep up with the maths today off my list. Fourth point is, it's about, okay, I understand what I want. I understand why I want it. Now you need to understand, on the fourth point, I'm very smug at remembering that, humble brag, 4, how are you going to get there? Is this something you're doing at the minute actually going to get you to where you want to get to? So for example, is you showing up at the gym and doing, you know, really comfortable sets, spending an hour and a half there, you know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes between a set, looking at Instagram. Oh, you've got to update your Amazon Prime subscription. Oh, I'll just do that. And then an hour and a half, you've wasted not wasted. Oh yeah, you have. You've wasted time there. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say what I see. It's like catchphrase. You've probably wasted time in that gym. You could have got in, got it done, and got out a lot quicker because you're not thinking about the intention behind the session. You're not probably training at an intensity because it's a bit comfortable to get the results you want, to build the muscles you want. One final example, I think, from something like nutrition, and I've been talking about this a bit, around calorie counting. People treat it like a post-mortem, but then do nothing any differently. They're like, oh, well, I'm showing up, I'm tracking my nutrition. Awesome, great. But did you actually hit the goals you need to hit to get the results you want? And what I mean by that is, oh, okay, well, looking at yesterday, I had 20 grams of protein over the whole day and actually quite a lot of saturated fat. And oh, do you actually know what a vegetable is? But then it'll repeat the next day. And the next day, you use it to reflect on what's happened rather than thinking, well, actually, I need to act with a bit more intention here. It's not enough to track your calories if you want results. If the goal is fat loss or building muscle, you need to plan what you're going to eat and make sure that fits inside the parameters of what you're needing to eat. Am I getting protein? Am I making sure I'm aiming for at least 5 a day off my fruit and vegetables? Or am I really just tracking what's happened and feeling like that's enough? Because sadly, most of the time, it's not enough. Which is why, for me, the place to start is about being planned, prepared, and organized for your week when it comes to nutrition. Oh, there we are. Let's wrap it up, shall we, team? Something is better than nothing is a useful phrase when employed appropriately, when it is a rarity, an occasional. It is not useful when you're using it every day to convince yourself that you're doing enough to move forwards. It might just be keeping you stuck in this safety zone and stopping you from taking enough action to move you forwards to where you want to get. I want you, if you are feeling stuck, to use this as a springboard. Okay, what is the next step that is going to take me closer to where I want to be? or that want to be is feeling confident next summer round the pool. You have to start today. You can't wait till April next year. Let's start today. You want to feel more confident next year. Don't wait till 2026. I had to think what year it is next year. Let's start taking the actions today. As always, share this with your friends, with your frenemies. You can be passive aggressive by sending it to them. Do what you want, but do share this podcast because it might just help that person to take the next step. It might be what they need to hear today. Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave me a review. Only if it's 4 or 5 stars. No, actually, screw that. Only leave me a review if it's 5 stars, okay? If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Calm down, Matt. Calm down. Calm down. If you get where that quote is from, we can be friends. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. Feels like I've had too much sugar or caffeine and I haven't eaten anything today. I've only had this cup of tea. Let's go, team. Let's go. Go, go, go. Have an awesome day. Stop being stuck. Move on. Woo! Bye.